boys and girls, welcome back to another letter of the day video. So before we get started, we're going to go ahead and sing all of our letter sounds and letter names so that we know them. And we always start with the first letter of the alphabet, which is A. We sing A says A says A, B says B, C says K, D says D, E says E says E, F says G says G, H says I says I says I, J says J, K says K, L says O, M says N says O says O says O, P says P, Q says Qu, R says R, S says S, T says T, U says U says U, V says V, W says W, X says X, Y says Y, Z says Z, and we're done. So we went through all of the letters of the alphabet. Now it is time to figure out what is a letter. A letter of the day is E. And E is one of our very special letters that has two different sounds. It has a sound all its own, and then it says its name also. So E sounds like eh, and it also says its name E. I want you to look and see how different the capital and the lowercase letters are from each other. They don't look the same at all. Like when we're doing the letter O or when we're doing the letter C, they look very similar or almost the same. These letters do not look the same. It makes it kind of tricky or hard to recognize or see. So before we go any further, I want to see, can you find these letters up on our ABC countdown chart? So let's see. Do you see the letter E? Oh, I found it. It is at the bottom of the chart. So am I going to look here? Look down here at the bottom. Do you see the letter E? You're right. It is that color. It's the color pink. Cute little color. All right. So now that we found our letter E, I want to know what is the letter E below. So when I say it is below something, that means something else is on top of it. So what's on top of it? N. Letter E is below the letter N. So now that we know we're looking for the letter E, we know that it says eh, and we know that it says E. Let's go ahead and write it. If you have something to write with, go ahead and grab it. If you don't, write it in the air like this. I'm going to get my whiteboard, and I'm going to go ahead and start drawing the letter E. Follow along at home, please. When I make an E, I first start with a straight line down. And then a capital letter E has 3 lines, only 3 lines. One at the top, one at the bottom, and one in the middle. So go right up to the top, go to the bottom, and go to the middle. All right, if you're writing it in the air, go ahead and do it one more time. And then let's go ahead and write a lowercase e. This one is really difficult to write. It takes a lot of hand strength. So can you make your finger muscles really strong? The first thing you do is you draw a little line out. And then you draw kind of like a C or an O, but you don't close it. So let's go ahead and do that together. Ready? Stop. There you go. You wrote the letter E. So now that we know where E is, we found it, we've written it, we've talked about its sound. I guess it's time to find out what words start with the letter E. So it can either be E says E says eh. What words do you know that start like that? Well, we all know elephant starts eh, eh. That's how we learned that letter this year with our zoophonics. So I'm going to open up my E10 and see what we have today. Oh, I know you're not surprised by this. We started out with an elephant. Oh, look how sweet. Do you think that this is an adult elephant or a baby elephant? What do you think? I think it kind of looks like a baby elephant. Some other things that I have in here are an eraser. So that was a long letter, eraser. An eraser, if you write something in pencil and you don't want it there anymore, you can take your eraser and you can erase it until it's gone. Now I wrote these in marker, so they're not going to come off with an eraser. I would have to use something else for that. Ooh, we've also got, do you eat eggs for breakfast? What color is that egg? You're right, it is both white and yellow. We've also got this. This is an eggplant. It has nothing to do with an egg. It's just called an eggplant. It is a kind of vegetable that can grow out in the garden. And then I've also got this eagle. An eagle is a kind of bird. And it's actually a bird that eats meat. So they have very sharp beaks that help them to do this. And then I also have a capital and a lowercase. Do you know which one's which? Capital, lowercase. All right, boys and girls, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow for another letter, the letter of the day. See if you can find anything around you today that has an E in its name. See you next time.